Hello everyone, this is Mariel Tamayo and I am going to answer the 3 questions. The questions are: number 1, what is the significance of studying the history of journalism in a world perspective? Number 2, what historical events in the history of journalism have had a significant impact on the current state of journalism? And third, in your own understanding, differentiate the press in different periods. So, number 1, apparently, journalism is very important. It is important now as much as how important it was in the history. Journalism made us a lot of realizations and courage to stand up and speak for the society. So studying the history of journalism will enlighten us or the world about on whom, why, when, and how it was started, and how complicated journalism took place before and the difference and changes happened or happening today. From struggling to disseminate information to the invention of the printing press and to the evolution of the use of technology to broadcasting and new media. Next is number 2. For me, the historical events in the history of journalism that have a significant impact on the current state of the journalism today are the invention of the printing press and the freedom of the press. Without the invention of the printing press, we won't have today what we call newspaper. Newspaper help a lot of dissemination of information and news back then and up until now. And of course, the freedom of the press. We won't be able to express our freedom without the press or the freedom of the press, because the press serves as the voice of the mass. And number 3, the differentiation of the press during the different era. First is Spanish era. During this era, the journalism satisfies the Spanish government needs. This only means that the informations that the press or journalists should be not against the government. The journalism during these days are strictly censored, which lead them to defy the priors. Second is the revolutionary period. From the word revolution, the press or journalists already publish news about what were really happening in the society without the ruling of the government. Next is American era. This era is the broadening of the dissemination of information began and the addition of the scope of informations. Next is Japanese era. In order to publish other informations, you must submit to the military censorship and you must get a permit to publish whatever you want. And if you are not going to do these 2 things, you will be in trouble. And next is post-war era. This era is the golden age of Philippine journalism. The press were able to publish any kind of information that they wanted. And next is the martial law era. All the press and publications were stopped by the President Ferdinand E. Marcos. There are a lot of publishers and journalists and editors, newscasters, or what we call press, are arrested because of doing or publishing informations without the president's consent. And lastly, the post-martial law and the new era. The journalism are a lot more freer from publishing any type of information and news, but with their taking all the responsibilities of their words. And of course, the new media that we have today were started. And that will be all my answers to the 3 questions.